Hey there, Ryan Reynolds here. It's a new year, and you know what that means. No, not the diet. Resolutions. A way for us all to try and do a little bit better than we did last year. And my resolution, unlike big wireless, is to not be a raging and raise the price of wireless on you every chance I get. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited. See mintmobile.com for details.
Build a routine with Ollie that supports your wellness needs, like getting your daily vitamins and minerals with Ollie's multi-gummies, or keeping your mood upbeat with all the vitamin D in Hello Happy. Give your gut health some support with probiotics, and wake up feeling refreshed after taking Ollie Sleep. Do wellness on your terms. Find Ollie at a Walmart or Target near you or at ollie.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Welcome to I Don't Need an Acting Class with Milton Justice.
All right, so one of the things, and I did talk to Bayan about it, but I think this is an essential part of the difficulty of our work. And it was a question that came up from Marvin in Berlin. So this is obviously a running question, and I thought I would address it. And the running question is playing a part that is not you. Playing a character trait that is not yours. And Bayan had exactly the same thing. He said, the plot of the piece that I'm doing is that the guy is in the military and he has a very structured existence, but in his home life, he belongs to a family that will not let him marry outside the religion, and he's fallen in love with somebody who is not in that religion. And so he was looking at this very complicated plot point in his mind that was very difficult to figure out. So what sort of person is that? So here's the thing. The difficulty of this and the process of acting as I see it is that our ability to analyze a script is absolutely crucial. If it's a play, which is, I assume we all want to do because that's what really takes talent, it takes more investigation. Don't decide in advance how to play something. And it's really difficult. I mean, I had the same problem with Daniel. Daniel was auditioning one line in this huge, and you take a one-line part because it's this huge movie. And so they're looking for a type. Somebody who opens the door and says basically something like, Are you Casey's sister? I think you should come with me. That's it. There was a guy I met once who auditioned for us, and he said he was in Born Identity, my favorite movie, the one I always watch on plane. I said, "Oh, you were in Born Identity," and he said, "What what part were you?" And he said, I was the guy." And there are these parts called, I think you should have a look at this. And it's the guy that sits over the computer and he says, "Oh, I think you should have a look at that." He said, "Oh, I was the guy on the computer that said, I think you should have a look at this." But I mean, it's like those are those parts. This is, I open the door and I look in and say, "Are you Kelly's sister? I think you should come with me." But with all of these, it's still kind of the same thing. Now, I approach those parts differently, but I still ask the same questions. And it's just like, what is your attitude towards the person? Have you met them before that you're talking to? I mean, all of these little things are things that are actable. In other words, what I'm looking for all the time is, how does this stimulate me? How does this give me something that's actable? And Daniel said, yes, well, I chose that I had looked through 5 different rooms. And of course, my question to him was, did it give you anything? I mean, it's like, and I said, first of all, I don't believe that you looked through 5 rooms. And this is the thing. And some of you who've been with me for years and years and years know that I dump on the idea of plots. And the main reason is because you come up with a plot and you say about the plot, yeah, I had to look through 5 different rooms, but there aren't 5 different rooms that you look through. Do you know what I mean? And actors will say anything. As soon as somebody says, where were you before this scene? And you answer it with a piece of information that you haven't earned, it's dead information. And so that's really the issue. It really is that I need to be able to make choices that bring me to life. I would never choose that I'd look through 5 different rooms before I came to this room, because I know I have to bill 5 different rooms I'd looked at. Who the hell does that for a movie where you have the line, do you know, are you Kelly's sister? I think you should come with me. I would choose something else. But I mean, that's the whole thing. So, you'll keep building plots and you'll keep building plots. And one day you'll say, oh, I get it. That's a plot. But I mean, but the biggest issue about plots is that we have a tendency to say anything, but we never build it. I've said this a million times because to me, the worst thing that could ever happen, and I just think it's just like hilarious to me, the idea that somebody has a line in a play that says, I had a really difficult war. And that's when I have to say to somebody, oh, somebody else take the part. I don't want to build a difficult war. But the issue is being able... Now, Bayan, I hope Bayan can join us. Bayan, true to form, had more questions than anyone in the history of civilizations. Oh my God. It was... First of all, he sent me Bayan was a student who found out about me and wrote an email. On the end of the podcast, Walker says, write questions to me. So he wrote these endless questions. I mean, Amanda used to write me endless questions. Bayan's questions made Amanda look like, I don't know, like an elementary school student. And they were endless. And so I finally said to him, I can't answer these. Answering him was like chapters in a new book. And so I said, just join the class. And so then he started asking questions in class. So, having survived the war and getting a part in the TV series, he was true to form. He wanted to know the difference between instinct and impulse. So I know. Okay, so I know. I said, of course you do. And I said, I do have a life. At any rate, okay, so keep in mind that your ability to analyze is really key and it's difficult. And it's just something you have to do. It's in Stella's list of things at the back of the book of exercises, she said read plays. But I think another part of it is, really look at plays. The question that I look to answer is a question like, I wrote down what kind of person would respond like that. And by that, I'm looking at the dialogue in those circumstances. But also, look, the reason that that it becomes complicated is because a play lives on 2 levels. One level is what am I talking about? And the other level is what is really going on. And if you don't know, if you don't have the ability to really explore the text and really explore all of the things that give you the information you need, then you can't figure out what's really going on. It's fascinating to me. So look, big plays have a lot going on. I mean, Chekhov, Jesus, I can't even imagine. I keep going back to the fascinating rehearsal that Stanislavski had with Cherry Orchard when he had the two characters, Lopakin and Varya, I think, or whoever he's supposed to be marrying, just not talk out the lines, but talk out what was going on. I thought that was fascinating. I thought, God, how wonderful. Now, you can take that and apply it to anything, even one line of dialogue that says, are you Kelly's sister, or you think you should come with me? Because you can talk out, you can own specifically what is going on. And even a choice like, I'm really uncomfortable doing this, is a choice. I mean, first of all, you have to understand, it's a plot device, right? I somehow need to get Kelly's sister to the site where the ambulance is, where she's had an overdose or some damn thing, whatever the plot is. So I think, oh, I know. And I can just see the meeting where they say, how does she find out about it? And they said, somebody comes to tell her. Okay, so now we have this plot point. Are you Kelly's sister? I think you should come with me. And that's all it takes. And it took brain surgeons to figure that out. But it's a plot point. It is to help the plot along, but you as an actor still can make choices. You still can make a choice that will make it interesting. And that is what you want to do. I mean, somebody sits there and goes, oh, yeah, I like that. I like the fact that he was very, very shy about doing it. As opposed to, are you Kelly's sister? I think you should come with me. Do you see what I mean? So it's like, it's all in our control.
I Don't Need an Acting Class is created and hosted by Milton Justice, produced by me, Walker Vreeland, director of online media is Evan Solers, and music is by Shagoi. I Don't Need an Acting Class is brought to you by weaudition.com, where you can sign up to be a virtual reader for auditions. You can also find a reader for a rehearsal or self-tape. It is the #1 resource for that purpose. And if you use the code Acting Class, you get 25% off, which makes it something like $10 a month. So check that out, weaudition.com. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you back here next time.